Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon and welcome to another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live on the streaming networks of South Florida Live. You can find it on Facebook and YouTube, along with simulcast on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. Everybody's fun place to come fetch and give recommendations too. And today we are joined as usual, and we're ensconced in our respective homes after a big Friday at a Gulfstream with surprise guests. But Jeff Defo DeForest and Mike Lubie Lubitz. Defo, I think you're fully on the mend, and you're actually negative, not like negative like me in terms of a dreary world, but COVID.
Not a negative viewpoint. The test was negative. Took it on Saturday. And got back to a 4-mile walk of life yesterday. First one.
Wow. Is your boot off? You're like fully walking?
Yeah, I'm walking around with a shoe. I mean, I would say the toe is not 100%, but close enough. And I guess the rest of it will heal up on its own. I got an appointment to check it out tomorrow.
This is great, and I'm feeling better. I'm back to myself. I had that horrible head cold that was really impacting me last week, and now I'm back to my usual self. I'm eating and drinking at full force again. So it's enough of the Mike Mayo Clinic Medical Hour. We're back to food and sports today, right?
Sounds good to me. And man, you nearly pulled it off.
Oh man.
Degenerates everywhere were celebrating your amazing prowess to beat losers.
How do you pronounce that word? Ignominy? It's something like the
Ignominious.
Yeah.
Ignominious. Something. I almost accomplished something that would be like go down in the annals of
literally the annals of sports history.
Yeah, it would be the bowels of sports history.
That's hard to do, though, to pick 10 straight losers in playoff situations, because each game is like a roulette number. It's an arbitrary spin, and the odds are 50-50. You're going to pick the winner.
Yeah,
with the points.
So for those who may not have been following all the hijinks on both the Morning Defo show and then here on the Lunchbox, going into the NFL playoffs, I gave out some picks against the spread, because we always do things, from a gambling gourmet perspective, which is you got to be betting against the spread when you're making your picks. And I went 0-6 last week, which is a feat in itself, because to do a reverse parlay, if you just went against my picks, you would have made 48-1 profit. So $10 bet would have got you $480, and a $100 bet would have got you almost $5,000.
We would have had 4,800 going into this week's 14 parlay, which pays like 11 or 12-1.
Right. So if you get an 11 or 12-1 with that $480, you're looking to get. I guess it would have been
could have got $50,000. Yeah.
It would have been for 1,000, whatever. I'm very modest guy.
Your $100 wager would have got you 50 dimes if we had hit this.
I would have been in the $10 range, getting 480, and then plowing back that 480, and then you're looking at getting in the 6,000, 7,000.
Made about 5-6 times, yeah.
So I was 0-9 going to the game yesterday.
Wow.
I had lost
and a strong entry.
First 9 playoff games. All of my picks against the spread lost. They didn't always lose the game, but they didn't cover in the case of the Chiefs. And so I was 0-9 heading into that last night's game, the Niners against the Cowboys. And that would be a dream position for any gambler. And I hate to get into the weeds for all you people out there who are.
I was going to say Joanne's rolling her eyes.
But that's hedge fund city right there. I mean, you have to take something out of the bet.
Well, yeah. And that was the thing. If I was in line for a score of getting let's say $6,000 if the Cowboys managed to cover, how much would I have bet on the 49ers, giving the 3.5, which was my actual pick? But I was
play like,
reverse pick.
1,200 to win 1,000. The 100 that you had ended up on the parlay.
At least the money you put in, yeah.
No, I would say.
Oh, you're basing yours on a lousy bet. Let's make it 100 for purposes of math.
For purposes of saying, let's say if I had put in $100 originally, and I was standing to lose to win possibly $50,000 on a Cowboys cover, I think I would have bet up to because again, I would say,
Gotta get
how can I
something.
lose 10 in a row? I really like San Francisco in this game.
But you
I
have to
think my
hedge off
hedge
10 grand. Yeah.
no, my hedge would have
Yeah.
gone higher on San
Oh, okay.
Francisco. I'd be willing to win more on San Francisco and lose like I would bet 30,000 on San Francisco. And that way, if my bet came in with Dallas, then I would only get 20,000 net profit. But if San Francisco wins,
Now you
because
get
my
30.
bet originally was only $100, then I'm getting my 30 grand. So I think I would have gone heavy on the, at least a half and half hedge, But
Yeah.
now
I don't think you hedge more on, you don't hedge more on the side that
and
you're
Green
going to
Eyed
lose.
Girl Judy is saying she has no idea what we're talking
Yeah.
about. So neither do I.
I
In
Let's
wish
other
just
words, we're losers is what you're saying. And Mayo run
even
was
when I win,
sensational.
I would
Yeah.
lose, or
Yeah.
when I lose, I win. And I think we've learned a
It's
valuable
fantastic.
lesson, which is that I am much better at picking restaurants,
Yes,
particularly
yes.
for big celebrations and birthday parties, than
I shown these
picking
pictures.
NFL
They're
playoff
almost
games.
pornographic. I mean,
Hey, where'd you end
where
up
was
going?
this place?
I seen the
Okay,
pictures.
so now we'll set the table, and we're back in the food world, and everybody is more
Come
comfortable
back
and
with us.
happy with that, except for my bookie, my imaginary bookie. But no, Michelle, the mother of my daughter, is celebrating a big birthday. Actually, the big day is tomorrow, but she's out of town. She's treating herself to a little vacation, so she's on a plane right now, bound for Saint Lucia, which is a place
All
I've
Nice.
right.
never
So you
been.
can pretty much say anything you want at this point.
Yeah, no, I can say whatever.
Yeah.
She's gonna be 50.
Oh,
That
yeah.
harp
Well,
card is in the mail. It's a big birthday, and a big birthday deserves a very big celebration. She
5-0 for a
treats.
woman is,
That's a
a
big
little
deal.
bit of a transitional number.
Oh yeah,
Not that I believe that, but women believe that. Oh my God, they're horrified by turning
I
50.
was horrified by 50, but I dealt with it. It's I still have my hair; it's gray, but
Hey, your
No,
hair
you'll have hair to your grave,
pretty
which is good.
impressive. Your
Yeah.
hairline, actually, for as much as
For a Jewish
neurotic
guy, that's why we don't believe you're Jewish. I mean, you don't even have the
yeah.
I don't
slightest
know.
drop
My
off.
mom swears it was my father. It wasn't the mailman or anything.
Yeah.
No, it was. So
He's probably bald
anyway,
as an eagle, or was. I don't know if he's still with us. Your dad? No, he's gone, you said, right?
Years ago, yeah.
yeah, my dad is no longer with us,
All
but
right.
he was a great person, and he definitely I resemble him. So he was definitely my genes running along him.
All
He
right,
had
so
a
where
great
was this going,
hairline
man?
too. So all right, so it was a Sunday. It was last night, and I missed the last game entirely. But at first Michelle was asking for maybe going to that. The only restaurant in Miami that has the double Michelin star,
Oh,
which is
geez.
called the Atelier de
You don't mess
Joël
around,
Robuchon,
man.
and
Double star sounds double expensive to me.
Oh
that's
my
one
god.
of those
250 each.
places that it's a full tasting menu, and
Oh,
you
geez.
pay,
Yeah.
I think it was 199 per person. That's
No,
not
that's
even
not
including
terrible.
any wine. Yeah, but you got my daughter and my ex, so
6 sticks.
you're talking
That's
about
like a
six
grand.
sticks before
That's
you
like
even buy a drink or a bottle of
Yeah.
wine.
one
You're
tip.
talking about a full, a grand when
50 to
before
park
also,
down there too, probably
yeah.
with the valet.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Luckily for me, because it's a 2 Michelin star restaurant, the only availability they had was at 9:30 last night, and it's a school night for Natalia, and Michelle had a early morning flight outbound,
Beautiful.
so we couldn't do the late reservation. I didn't particularly try too hard to make any phone calls or pull any strings to try to get in. It's
Wade and Reese, are they open on Mondays? Yeah, they're open on Mondays. They would have been around. Pizza spot.
pizza spot. No,
Yeah.
Sundays. They're open on
Well,
Sundays.
Sunday, yeah.
Today is Monday.
It's a
They're
little hard to
closed
find.
Monday.
It's a little hard to find where you're
Tropical
there.
Tropical
He said he's got a
Acres.
pizza spot.
Oh, the Acres.
Tropical
Is that where you ended
Acres
up? Yeah.
is closed on
No.
Sunday, so that was out of the picture.
Seville's
Uh,
closed. Yeah, so that was out.
Seville's closed. That's it. No, I ended up going to what I think is the best new restaurant in Broward County in the greater Fort Lauderdale area, and that's Evelyn's,
Oh,
pronounced
nice.
Evelyn's, not Evelyn's. It's at the Four Seasons Hotel. It's right there on Fort Lauderdale Beach. I've been there once before with Dick Steen and a crew with his family and wife, and it was fantastic. I went there back in June. The place opened, I think, about last April. It was open 2 months at the time I went. It was already firing on almost all cylinders, and it has a really talented young chef by the name of Brandon Solomon. And Brandon, we follow each other on Instagram, so I sent him a message through the IG Messenger yesterday morning, asking. I figured a lot of the top chefs don't work on Sundays or Mondays. I said, I don't know if you're going to be around tonight, but we're coming in. I booked a reservation for 6:30. It was wide open. I said, it's Michelle's big birthday coming up. Just we're going to be in there,
Little
and
white glove treatment. I mean,
not asking for anything, but he was like, "Oh, I said I'm not going to be around tonight, but I'll make sure you're taken well care of." Which when you
oh
hear
yeah,
that,
okay,
you
yeah,
don't
that's
know
good.
what that could mean. It could mean they'll greet you and just say hi, how do you do, and or maybe they'll give you the royal treatment. I didn't know. Who am I?
Yes, you did. You're the worst. Mayo's the worst at not asking, but
Yeah,
asking. Like Defo
yeah,
always
you're
makes
so full
fun
of crap.
snoring. Mayo does it on the air, and he'll do it like it's like Mayo. Okay.
It's not for
You picked this
me,
up to an extreme.
it's not for me, it's for baby mama who is, she's done a terrific job being a mother and our daughter has turned out smart and beautiful and maybe I'm responsible for the smart but she's responsible for the beautiful and the smart. So yeah, so I put in a little bit of a okay, it was a ask and
You could have just shown up, and hope the guy was there. Ask if he was in the kitchen.
My
no, I wanted to look. I put in the reservation on Open Table, and unlike the days when I was the critic for the Sun Sentinel, and I'd have to, use subterfuge and different identities or have different people make the reservation, and in this day and everything is trackable. So, like, even if I did have a couple of accounts on some of these reservation platforms and different names. But then the word travels fast when you use one of these fake names. And
It's
they
Mayo.
all,
It's an alias.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
so I'd have to always resort to third parties. Anyway, this one I was able to book in my own name, so I guess they might have already known I'm coming. Anyway, we got treated like royalty. We walk in there, we get this beautiful table in the
Did you
corner,
end up
nice
paying?
blanket.
That's the first
Of
question.
course,
Oh,
this
okay.
is
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sure you paid. It's not.
Come on.
All right.
But what? All right, let me. I'll give a blow by blow, and hopefully it's not
I'm
too
actually
boring.
curious. I am curious because the
It's a
stuff
lot.
is good.
I think it's a lot
Looked
more
like you
interesting.
had some caviar and
They do have caviar on the menu. They also have
Yeah.
oysters on the menu. My daughter was egging my Michelle on to not only order the caviar but the seafood tower, which we all know is like that is the worst nightmare of market price to the
the seafood
squared.
tower. Yeah. No, I thought you
Uh,
nixed that right away.
no, well, I hate the seafood. Well, depending on the place. This place,
May
okay,
as well
the
get a wedding
You
dress
don't
and
concept
do
need
it
it.
again.
You just
Yeah, at
don't
that
need it.
point.
I'm not against it. It's
the
just unnecessary.
concept of this place is it's kind of upscale Mediterranean, Middle Eastern. They have, what you call things like the dips and the mezes, the things that you could call either, Lebanese or Israeli. They have
Little
this
couscous
hummus.
with lamb. I mean, do they make
Well,
that?
they have
Yeah.
lamb. They have this uh the opening dishes are there's like a whipped up red pepper thing. There's a hummus with truffles and
Mm.
fresh mushrooms that they get from local this place called Gratitude Farms. They have all these great wild mushrooms that they grow here, the maitake mushrooms and some of the other ones that they whip into this hummus along with some fresh shaved black truffles on top. They also bake their own like pita bread and Jerusalem bagels. So that's the thing you want to get there more than just like the caviar or the oysters. But anyway, we show up and the our server has this bottle of bubbly. It's a prosecco. It wasn't a champagne, but poured
It's
us
Italian. That's good.
complimentary glasses of champagne for Michelle and me, and for our daughter, a nice touch because she's not of age. The bottle of the sparkling Martinelli apple cider. Do you like
Ooh.
that stuff? Have you ever had that stuff?
Yeah, it's all right. I
Solid.
mean, I don't go out of my way to get it, but
Yeah, it's all right.
it's drinkable.
No, no, it's for a kid or for a teenager. It makes them feel part of the
Yeah,
whole
it's
day.
What about a Shirley Temple? That wouldn't have worked.
true.
No, they asked if she wanted a mocktail later,
Not
but she was happy with her Martinelli sparkling apple
Why don't you
cider.
just get her a drink? Oh, they
Because
wouldn't
they
serve it. Oh,
asked.
okay. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's underage. They get in trouble. I mean,
She
know,
took well, I'm not allowed to say, but she might have snuck a sip of the
it's your
prosecco
stuff.
in. It was nice and dry, but so they started off with that complimentary, and then without us even saying a word about what we wanted to order as far as the appetizers, they just brought out this processional of all
Wow.
these dips and mezes and the fresh baked pita, and they sprinkle the pita with the sumac. You know what sumac is? It's that nice spice that's used a lot in Persian cuisine, Iran, and the Middle East. It's like a red kind of a red pepper dusting. It's a beautiful thing. You're
Off,
looking at
I
me
often
like,
order it. Yeah, I order it all the time. The
I mean,
sumo.
it's
you
number
see,
one.
look at me.
I thought that was the stuff the guy juiced my knee with when he gave me the shot for the arthritis.
See, you mock me when I eat lowbrow and I'm having Skybrand Chili. And
No,
I
those pictures were impressive. And I was curious to see what you ended up
I'm
doing.
intrigued when you eat like this
Because
Yeah,
we
no,
like
this
it when
was-
you're upscale. Yeah, your Skyline
This
chili thing
is-
doesn't.
I like when you eat like
We don't need to
fine
know you for that.
dining
Anybody
with
can do
a-
I'm
that.
just curious about the video. Like, how do you eat when you eat like this? Like, that's what I'm still curious.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was on my best behavior. I
You
had a
know,
nice button-down shirt. I was,
Do you use a fork and knife?
I used a fork and
Oh,
knife.
good. Okay.
I was serving the ladies first. I would, portion out the dishes and
Nice,
that we got after the whole round of the opening dips and things. Then we had a bunch. We had another course, and the way they coursed it out was beautifully. It's one of those things that it's a dying art of where you have this staggered meal, properly coursed, not rushed. It's like the SS Minnow, a 3-hour tour. We were there like almost 2.5 hours, and
How
ordered
crowded did it get? I mean, you walked in at 6:30, but
it's a Sunday night. It wasn't that
not
bad.
bad.
So it's
Yeah.
slow.
All right.
It filled up a little bit in the dining room, but it's not mobbed like a Friday or a Saturday night. And again, I refuse to go out this time of year on Friday or Saturday nights to restaurants because it's just
Especially
crazy and bedlam, and you're not going to have your optimum experience. But on a Sunday night, this was just beautiful. And a mark of a good restaurant is even though Brandon Solomon, the executive chef, wasn't there, his second in command, the sous chef, Beto, was there, and everything was flawless. You wouldn't be able to tell that the top guy was gone. And that's a mark of an excellent restaurant when they don't skip a beat, even though it's a Sunday night and maybe not all the top people are there. So the second course we did a meat course with a salad, and the salad had like apples and pears and this beautiful dressing and pomegranate seeds for a crunch. We had these skewer. It was a skewer of Wagyu beef that they brought out, and I don't know if you saw the video, but they poured this rose water over this contraption that then created this steam. It was like a vapor effect, and it was like an Instagrammable moment. Yeah, a little bit of a shtick, but
flavor. Do they do anything with flavor?
but the thing is this water that they pour in, which is a rose water, and it also has a little citrus essence. It's like you get this aroma that's just absolutely. It feels like you're sitting in the orange groves of the Negev, in Israel, where they start.
right.
There's Defo's looking at me like I've got three.
I don't
No,
mind.
you're getting back to your roots, writing this,
I don't mind.
existential poetry that you used to
You feel
incorporate in your reviews.
It wasn't
So
like you
then
were at the beach. You actually had to go all the way to. You feel like you're at the negative.
the Negev desert. It's in the middle. It's not like overlooking the Sea of
I
Galilee.
hear him
or the
saying, I love the
Mediterranean.
smell of napalm in the morning as his dish arrives at the.
I love
at
the
the
smell
table.
of that rose water
Nice.
wafting over the table as the vapors are coming out of this contraption with the Wagyu beef skewers.
How'd
And
it
they had
taste?
this. It was fantastic because they had,
Okay.
again, all these different flavors. Every different dish was a festival of flavors.
Oh, beautiful.
Things that you usually don't taste. Instead of just having beef with salt and pepper, this had like this. It was an incredible, like a paste, a concentrated paste that was both a little bit sweet because it was made from dates, and also something else that had this umami, like really pucker up savory aspect to it. And it was like a glaze, a barbecue date, whatever it was, glaze on top of the Wagyu beef. And you cut it open. It was absolutely just tender. And then we had it with a little salad. And we also had the lamb chops that also was dusted with some of the Middle Eastern spices, the za'atar, a little sumac, a little bit of the. They had these crushed Bronte pistachios, and Bronte pistachios, as everybody knows, is the finest in the world from a very specific part of Sicily. You knew that Defo, right? Of
No,
course.
I had no idea what you're talking about there with pistachios. I mean, just in a little bag in the subway.
Crushed. Crushed, so that you have that little crunch on the exterior of the
I
lamb
used to like
chop,
the
which is
machine with the nut machine where the just nuts came out, with no wrapping whatsoever in the subway way back in the day where you put like 10 cents in,
You
you
just
get
put your hand
cashews,
out. It was like a slot
pistachios.
machine.
Yeah, you put your hand out and they
You get a
came pouring
jackpot
out.
of filberts, or
It's fantastic, man.
lucky day you get
Yeah.
pecans, and if it's
Nuts
not
were good though.
lucky
I mean,
day-
they were high quality. I have to say that was a
I have a
different
nut
time.
story, but I want to finish this first. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious. I mean, because
This
we want to get to the tab here.
Appetizer still, or is this
Yeah.
dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but I do remind me about a nuts story because it's always embarrassing when you have to return a can of nuts because there was a it's just the can of nuts was not good. But that's
Oh yeah. Wow.
uh
I never.
all right. Back
You slept
to
back to Walmart with a can of
I'm not
nuts.
no,
great at returning food. I sort of
to
just eat
my
it.
my local what's my neighborhood club? Not Sam's Club. It's the BJ's
Taco.
Wholesale
Oh,
Bar.
BJ's. There you go.
That was a Saturday story. But all right, so the
They look
second
very
course.
favorably on all returns. I can vouch for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the okay, second course was the lamb chops and the beef wagyu beef skewers and a little salad with had pear and apple and beautiful. Just having that protein and the
That's
vegetables
What
nice.
and
more
those
could you
carbs.
possibly eat though? That's
Yeah, okay, so these
Then I ordered the $95 branzino, which
this.
they
This was just
prepare.
the beginning. Oh my God!
This
You
was
had
a
like
four
6
course
courses.
meal.
Wow.
Shirley loves
Yeah,
breads, you know.
it was
Have to put the
insane.
bread in.
It was about a total of like 12 different dishes,
Jeez.
four courses, a bottle of wine, and this Michelle at first balked. I got a reserve wine that's from Lebanon. She'd never had it
Interesting.
before,
Lebanese
and
wine.
Lebanese wine is actually a blend of grapes that included Cabernet Mourvedre, which is a French grape, along with a Syrah, which goes
Oh,
great with
nice.
lamb. And the name of that wine was it's called Messiah. It's from the Baca Valley. It was a 2012 reserve. It
Oh,
was a
wow.
beautiful bottle of wine that I paid $155 for. Not to brag, it's just that
I don't know the prices for everything.
when you're taking somebody out for a big 50th, and Michelle likes wine. I like wine too. And it's the first thing I drank all week after being with that
Oh,
horrendous head cold and after testing negative for COVID 4 days in a row. I was happy to
You only
drink
took
that.
4 tests. I only took 2 and I had it.
And you never
Yeah,
had.
Oh man.
you're amazing. All
So
right, so this is getting
so
pricey and a little dicey here because you're
wait,
talking
wait.
about
So
$95 Branzino. You've
well,
already had 3
let me finish
courses.
because we finished that second course of the meat, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
How do you keep
we
eating?
don't need to eat anymore. This is like,
that was
but
enough.
they spaced it out, and the fish finally arrived, and it's this beautiful tableside presentation where the guy debones it like a
Yeah.
surgeon, like the finest, like Dr. Cannell or the finest orthopedic surgeon. The way he, removed the head and the bones and the carcass and filleted it, and then he laid it out on this platter, and he spooned on this tremula sauce, and the tremula is like a chopped up. It has coriander and again other aromatics and it was just it made my spine tingle the way it's all assembled and
Wow.
then presented on the table. And we had the final side dish, which is this potatoes. It's a batatas. I don't know if they call it batatas bravas. It was like a crispy golden fried potato that is like in these little chunks, and yet they're somehow sliced. So like when you take them apart, they're like these little slivers that come out, but they're crispy. And Michelle proclaimed it the best potato side dish she ever had. And we had that
Wow.
with a little nice of fillets of the fish, and that again that tremula sauce on top is something different. You don't see it. It's a creative place. You get these flavors and ingredients that you don't see it at every other restaurant. That's why I think it's the most exciting place culinarily when you have just impeccable service and everything, every component of the meal was I couldn't find fault with anything. And then, just when I think, all right, we're stuffed, they asked if we wanted a coffee, but they knew it was her birthday. So, out comes
Yeah,
the
what are the
guy with,
desserts?
all these utensils. I was like, uh-oh. And then it wasn't just one birthday dessert, it was two. It was an incredible thing. They custom baked a cake for her that was like
Wow.
this chocolate cream cake. You should see the photos on my Instagram account. And then it was also this pavlova, which is kind of like a meringue thing that had both passion fruit and a mango sorbet in the middle. It's kind of it was a very colorful. That was the light dessert. Then came the heavy chocolate cake, which they took away and cut up in slices. And next thing you know is like
There's
that.
only 3 of you. There's only 3 of you at this meal.
Only three of us, and that cake just destroyed us. That was like I was actually not in bad shape until I had that cake because there's the sugar and carbs. But boy, it was an over the top meal that was just impeccable, and
So
I'm
when
raving
I'm going
about
out for Shirley's birthday and our anniversary, you're going out
it.
for Shirley. I'm telling you right now, this is the
Yeah, I
trend
got
I'm looking to get and future celebrations, because all you do is go, "Oh, I'll be there," and they brought out. It was like Aladdin walked in.
So it was nice because look, they ended up, some of the things, the desserts were comped, the glass of champagne, the prosecco at the beginning was comped, and even like the appetizer was comped. So, but we still ended up paying a nice tab, and I left a very large tip on what the full amount would have been, which is customary, and
Very nice.
what we hope that everybody does when they go to Gulfstream for their Sunday brunch. Which brings me to, we got to do our brunch contest thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll
How'd it
do
go
it
this
after
week?
the break. Well, to do a recap, you know what? Let's leave the audience suspense. We'll do a full recap and we'll draw the winner after our first break. And first break, we'll talk about Tropical Acres. That's a place that you could say a few words about, Defo, because I've been talking about my meal all day. And
Oh yeah, I mean, it took you a half hour to get to dessert, which is okay. I mean, it was nice. We still don't know what you paid, and then half of it was free. You wouldn't have to worry about these kind of considerations. You could have called Jack and told him you were coming, and guess what? The same deal that they give everybody would have been worthwhile, because it's just that kind of place where the prices, even though they've been around over 70, it's like 74 years, the prices may as well be throwback to like 50 years ago. It's just absolutely incredible. And you got to love it on a Monday and a Tuesday night, the half price wine night. You're not getting whacked for $155 for some Lebanese red conundrum. You're drinking a fine bottle of wine there, and it's almost worth ordering two, because you're getting it at half price. It's incredible.
Wine night, exactly.
So real good place. I've always loved going there. I used to go with my buddy Johnny Jarris, a radio guy who's also a huge fan of Shenanigans, and you've seen a couple of his posts there. I believe he's on Let's Eat South Florida also, and he always had good taste, and I had nothing but great experiences there, and it remains the same today, having been reunited with the place through the Mike Mayo show. The times we've been in there, it's absolutely spectacular. Whether you're ordering the meat dishes, the seafood, if underrated for the seafood, because most people think of the steak and the prime rib, but dynamite place. You can't go wrong, and you could have taken Michelle there, and she would have loved you just the same, since she already got rid of you years ago.
Here's the thing, Michelle and Natalia went there without me on Friday night when I was
because they wanted to enjoy themselves. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. But they then
a casual, relaxed atmosphere.
That was a nice, beautiful meal they had together, mother-daughter meal at Tropical Acres, and
Nice.
Jackson took care of them along, and Joe saw them too, and that's Jack's sons that now are there most nights, running the front of the house and seating you.
And they weren't getting whacked for like 6, 7
No.
sticks. I mean, not at all.
That is not what happens at Tropical Acres. At Tropical Acres, you get great quality, great service, and great value, which means it's something that's affordable for not just the special occasion,
Instagram
but any night.
Someone saying you're Mike Mayo when it's Tropical Acres.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you didn't
well-
have to call ahead,
Well,
or
they know
wear
me when
a
I-
name tag, Mike Mayo, Sunset.
Well, it's
Home
funny
Cooked Food.
because when Michelle and Natalia were eating there on Friday night, Joe at first said, "You look familiar." It was the two of them, and then Michelle said, "Oh, well, Michael is Natalia's dad." And then he goes, "Ah, okay." But they get treated right no matter what, because that's
Yeah.
what happens at Tropical
That's
Acres.
great.
And
Great
by the
spot.
way, again, Monday, Tuesday, half price wine night. It's at 2500 Griffin Road there, just west of the airport, 95. And
You can get there during
Valentine's-
happy hour. I would try and check
yeah,
them
the
out.
happy hour. You get the half price drinks there. It's incredible. You get the that Belvedere martini, $7 and change. You can't beat it, along with all the great dishes at 4:30 to 6:30. The light bites in the bar, Monday through Friday, and it's the happy hour in the bar. But Valentine's Day is coming up, and you want to get in the book, you want to get there, they'll have a special holiday menu that night. And even though it's a Tuesday, there won't be half price wine night, but there'll still be value galore. Tropical Acres, book now for Valentine's Day by calling 954-989-2500. That's 954-989-2500. Tropical Acres. It is Lunchbox approved, and I love it in there. You should go there as well.
Fancy schmancy, man. That was Mike Mayo over the weekend. Excellent stuff. All right, coming back with more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. You didn't get the message there from Svengali? Sarni, that it's National Pie Day?
I don't
you're
do it.
being
There's no more.
an
You can
assortment
go.
of pies.
Today-
Okay.
Today's a intermittent fasting day.
Thought I'd see apple, blueberry, maybe a cherry pie, key lime, of course,
And some coffee and some fruit this morning.
banana
That's it.
cream.
I thought we'd have cheesecake. You'd force cheesecake into being a
Yeah.
pie.
All right, back in a moment with more of the Lunchbox.
People come to me and say, "Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go?" Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent. Back on the Lunchbox. It's a Monday. I am filled to the brim with good food. It was a good weekend. Saturday night, I just I had a cousin of mine came into town, just landed from New York, but he's at his pad in Aventura, and we watched the Giants. That was a debacle, but had a good pizza and some wings. The pizza was great. The wings, there's this new product I get, or not new, but he picked it up from his local Publix there, called Mardi Gras wings, where they're a little bit healthier. They're baked. Have you ever seen those or had those?
I haven't seen the Mardi Gras wings, no.
They, I guess, maybe would have been okay, except for the fact that these wings needed you remember the product Nair, where you would like spray on
hair remover, yeah.
Yeah, hair remover. I don't know. These are the hairiest and ugliest wings, and it really kind of was
because they're all natural, right? They don't even shave their armpits.
It was it was the Bohemian.
It's like an Italian female thing, yeah.
So I did not really get into the wings, but the pepperoni pizza we had from my local Concadoro was excellent. So that was Saturday nighting. All right, here we are. It's time for contest.
Contest.
All right. Yes, thank you. Put me on the right track today. Thank you. Gulfstream Park, we were there. It was great seeing Kim Ruddy, even though I didn't know who Kim Ruddy was until Friday, but now I want to.
You'll know her forever now. Yeah.
Yeah. What a bundle of energy.
She's a ball of energy. No doubt about it. Yeah. She's definitely. I mean, you don't forget about her once you meet her. That's for sure.
And we saw Brian from Wicked Cheesesteaks came out, and
did he win?
I gave him a winner. I said on the program, a 126 box in the fourth race, and I ended up doing
the whole thing. Yeah.
And he ended up going heavy on putting a win bet on the longest shot on the board, who actually started closing, and he ended up finishing fourth, almost third. But we did have the two chalk up top. He ended up breaking even. Basically, he got back $35 on a $38 worth of bet. I ended up making a little money because I had the trifecta and the box. So I gave it. When it comes to horses, when it comes to food, sometimes when it comes to poker, I know what I'm doing. When I'm picking NFL games, just stay away from me and go the other way. That's.
Well, we really thought you deliberately tried to sandbag the Final Four picks.
Giants. Why would you pick the Giants? Like, I understand the Giants.
I thought they were going to beat the spread. I thought it was going to be a win, no cover.
7.5 looked like a generous allotment, right?
All right. So, back to Gulfstream, and it was great seeing Brian from Wicked Cheesesteaks. We're going to be out with him a week
to get there, like this week,
Thursday, not this week, Thursday. And did you hear? He's working on the roast pork with provolone sandwich that I love so much, and he might name it.
Well, he had that lobster quesadilla working that he said he hasn't quite released yet.
He hasn't perfected it. It's not on the full menu. I wish he would, but
close to perfect when we had it.
I don't know. He's putting in a new pizza oven, and I think he wants to wait to kind of figure out the new. Because he finishes a lot of his dishes off in the pizza oven, to get him that nice crunchy, crispy. And I think he doesn't want to introduce new items until I think he's installing the new pizza oven, and then he'll, I guess you got to refine all the different recipes. And but in any event, I'll be honored to have a sandwich named in my honor there, especially if it's a roast pork.
Mayo.
The mayo is great.
And no mayo will be on the mayo. a
Put me
conundrum.
on it. I mean, you have to order that every time, don't you? I mean,
I
if you have
will.
a sandwich named after
I
you.
will. Yes. All right. So now we're off to the contest. We
Yeah,
gave
the restaurant.
clues.
Yeah.
It was an island. No Man is an island, but this restaurant is off the coast. Well, and just
It's a
off
dead
Lighthouse
giveaway,
Point.
the first clue. That was good.
Well, you knew it. You
Yeah.
tell the name of the restaurant.
Cap's Place, man.
Cap's Place.
Yeah.
And I would continue the theme because the previous week it was Tom's Place, which was the rib joint in Boca. This time it's Cap's Place. So all you had to do is change a few letters in the first name, and you'd have the same.
Food generally considered to be
Not
okay.
so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been there, so I can't really condemn the food there. But I've heard plenty of others.
Not
who
condemnable, but it's not anything. You're thinking, wow,
Nothing
this is really
special.
going to be special, but it's not really
paying
all
for
that.
the view. You're
Yeah,
paying for the
I mean, that's what it
history.
is. Yeah.
But a boat ride,
Uh,
that's pretty much
Many,
it.
many people got the Caps Place, which we like to see, and it had a lot of entries again. And keep it coming. We like when people enter.
Active.
And it's funny because the stakes race, I was concerned this week because it was a short field. Originally supposed to be 7 horses. There was a scratch. And so that it ended up only being 6 runners. And when you have over 60 picks and 6 runners, you figure there's going to be a lot of people with the winner. And again, when you pick a horse that scratches, as a couple of people did, you automatically get the post time favorite. Well, lo and behold, the post time favorite did not win the race. And actually, neither did any of the other 4 top contenders. It was the second longest shot in the race that won, number 7, Roaring 40s, which I guess was that the decade you were born, Defo?
No, just after that though.
Okay.
50s.
51.
And Lubie, are you in your Roaring 40s yet or not
Yes,
yet?
40s.
Yes.
He's roaring. Yeah.
Entering
Okay,
the
great.
40s,
Yeah,
yes.
he's entering his 40s. So that would have been a Lubie hunch play. Number 7, written by Sean Bridgman and trained by somebody who I don't even know. It's Katerina Vasileva. Have you heard of this trainer?
I never heard of her. No.
Okay, I assume she must have been an assistant to somebody for a number of years, but I've never seen her listed as a trainer. But nevertheless, congratulations, because Roaring 40s won $17, and lo and behold, out of all the people who entered, 4 people had lucky 7
Nice.
along with Cap's Place. So now I have in my hands the slips of paper that have the 4 winners that are eligible to win the pair of Sunday brunch vouchers
Nice.
to 10 Palms Restaurant at Gulfstream. And here's my hat. I'm not going to look. I'm going to toss them around like a little bit of a salad. We'll see who got one. Oh, I've got a winner. Let's see. Let's
Okay.
see what it
All right,
is.
here we go.
Let's
This
see
week's
who it
winner is.
This week's winner is Megan Connolly. Megan
All right, female
Connolly,
entry. Nice.
Congratulations for Megan.
you are the winner of this week's
Nice. Look at you.
Sunday brunch package at 10
That's
Palms at
great.
beautiful
Nice.
Gulfstream Park. I will be getting in touch with you via email, Megan, and then we will make arrangements for you and a guest to choose a date, a Sunday of your choosing, between now and the end of April, and you will get an all expense paid Sunday brunch buffet at 10 Palms. That also includes 1 mimosa, tax, and gratuity. But if you want to leave extra gratuity or want to order more booze and drinks all day, you can do that. But just
Throw him another
that'll
20
be
a
on-
copy or
Yeah,
something.
why not?
Why
yeah.
not?
So
Take up
again,
the commercial.
early reviews of the Sunday brunch buffet, very positive for our first winner.
It's outstanding. It really
Oh,
is.
it's great. No, it's
Yeah.
great.
So
And
congratulations.
stepped up, Joe. He's not new there to the food and beverage.
Oh no,
department,
he's
is he?
been there about
Yeah.
three years now or so.
'Cause, I mean, this year though, especially, they seem to have stepped up their food game significantly.
yeah,
I knew they
now-
had a lot of different options there. From the usual stuff that I would normally indulge in. Might be a slice of pizza, pretzel, or some of the soup of the day, which is always pretty good. But all of these different things that they have, especially a variety of different ways that they serve chicken wings from different outlets. Very, very good at Gulfstream Park. I have to give them all the credit in the world, and that's not a shill job. Just actual fact. Really good food available, and not outrageously priced. At the
One
track.
variety is great too. They've been bringing out a lot of different varieties, and that's just
Yeah.
really 10 pounds. We haven't really branched out that much yet, so that's pretty
Yeah.
cool what they're doing with food there.
No, it's nice.
I think this
They've
week
made,
we just get a hot dog, though. I mean, it's so standard.
well, this week is Pegasus.
It's a nice
Cup
$200
week.
hot dog.
This
I
is
mean,
big.
that'd be a great
This is
way to
gonna be
go.
a big deal.
It's
This
a
week.
big week there.
Skippy's in. Skippy Longstocking is in the race.
I didn't see the entries. Do you have the entries?
I don't
you,
have
the
them in front of me,
Pegasus?
but I saw them.
Okay, well, let's see.
Looked like about a
field.
field of 10, I think. I want to say.
Let's see. I'm going to look it up right
Your
now.
Cyberknife is in there. Several other shooters that would be familiar to people that were following the 3-year-old scene last year. And Skippy Longstocking, who was on the 3-year-old campaign last year, who I only bet because my dog's name is Skippy, or one of my 2 dogs is named Skippy. And he whispered to me that Skippy Longstocking could run a little bit. He did have a big score somewhere, like Turfway Park or something. He
Yeah,
won a
yeah.
big
He
stakes
just
race. Yeah.
won. Yeah, recently he did okay. And yeah, it looks like my horse Cyberknife drew the outside post number 10 in a 12 horse field. So, full field going to be good for the contest. So it's Cyberknife, and let's see who else is going to be in. Not that any of our audience particularly cares, but White Abarrio, the last year's Florida Derby winner, is in.
Working out like a champ. That's what they
Yeah.
say. Working like a champ. White Abarrio.
Proxy is a horse that I've heard of. O'Connor, Hoist the Gold, Defunded, Cyberknife, Barber Road is a horse that ran on the Triple Crown Child. Art Collector. Oh, this is a good full field here. This is going to be a very good betting race, and it'll be good for the handicapping for next week in terms of the contest. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to be out there on Friday, as usual. There's going to be all kinds of hustle and bustle at Gulfstream this week because of the big event, and not just the horse racing. They have a red carpet. They get celebrities in, and there's going to be a concert. And who's playing there, Lubie? You recognized one of them? Is it Kierville?
Both of them. I mean, One Republic's been around for a long time, and if you're into dance music at all, Kygo is one of the bigger DJs in the world.
Kygo. Oh, he's a DJ. He's going to be dropping.
Well, he plays. DJs now create their own music. Like he has songs that he's created, and he also DJs other people's songs. Like he's big. He's one of the biggest DJs in the world. Kygo's actually pretty good.
Cool. And I got a credential for Saturday. I don't know if I might go out there and just kind of hang out. And
good luck.
I'll go for the concert.
I guess Defo has no interest in that.
Well, it's just hectic. Vegas just gets really hectic.
That's not my scene.
But it gets really hectic.
I mean, if I'm going to the Kentucky Derby, that's one thing. But, I used to go to the Florida Derby. I mean, there was no big race at Gulfstream or Hialeah or Calder, for that matter, that I didn't attend for many, many years when I was doing the horse racing shows on TV. But, I don't know if I really want to be in like a giant crowd, rolling around.
No, you're getting to that age. I understand.
It's not my thing anymore. I just like to relax, sit at the bar there, and make my bets. It's all good.
It's the same thing in terms of like a Super Bowl. I have no interest in going to a Super Bowl anymore. But right down the block for
if somebody gave me tickets, I might go to a Super Bowl.
And who knows? Maybe there'll be a nice media room set up with some refreshments, because if it's not catered, it's not journalism, right? So
look at you already glomming for a freebie. You just talked about how you scammed this restaurant, Evelyn's, out of like half the price of a meal, and now you're worried about the free food at the track.
Scam anybody out of anything.
When you're getting a free credential that would have been like $250 admission normally, or whatever it is, $150 general admission. Nice.
Oh man. So what do we need to do? How many breaks do we have left? We got
one more break.
Well, you have no concept of what's going on when you're sitting at home on a Monday.
Great things going on all around.
This show isn't that hard, Mike.
Oh yeah, no, and Visit Lauderdale, like I say, is it's Greater Fort Lauderdale. Well,
are you in a half food coma still from this?
I've got all kinds of
stuff
things
that you ate Sunday night, and then you bypassed the pie. I mean,
Sandy's very disappointed.
Baited you into it.
No, I look, my meal last night, it coincides perfectly with what we were talking about with the growing culinary scene here. And last week's Food and Wine Festival, I saw that they've saved the date. They've already set the dates for next year's big festival, and there's already tickets available for the grand tasting. If people want to start booking in advance, a year in advance, that would be considered optimistic for people of a certain age. Defo's going to make it till next year. I don't know about me with the way I'm eating, but I saw that Tony Segreto was concerned about me too, especially when
everybody has concerns. Yeah, overall, everybody's concerned.
I did my walk this morning, and I did my walk.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yesterday,
right.
So even though I'm eating a lot, I'm still getting a little bit of a schwitz going. But
try to balance it out.
Yes. Greater Fort Lauderdale welcomes everybody under the sun. That means all you foodies out there, the culinary explorers and cocktail connoisseurs, and people like me that have like 5 courses and 3 desserts at places like Evelyn's at the Four Seasons, which is just incredible. And that's why you have to come and check out all the amazing things going on, and get ready to savor every flavor and every moment, from dockside dining with the breathtaking views along the beaches, and also along the Intracoastal, and lively cafes along Las Olas Boulevard, and award-winning chefs serving up every cuisine imaginable, like Middle Eastern, Lebanese, Israeli. There's a world-class culinary scene here. So come stay and play in Greater Fort Lauderdale and discover taste sensations at more than 4,000 area restaurants. And don't forget about the nightlife scene, all those breweries along the Visit Lauderdale Ale Trail, the hidden speakeasies, the rooftop bars, expert mixologists serving up amazing cocktails. It's a never-ending culinary and libation celebration in Greater Fort Lauderdale, and everyone's invited. So for all the latest on upcoming events, promotions, deals, go to visitlauderdale.com.
Did I see this correctly? Did Runway 84 reopen?
Tomorrow is the reopening
Oh,
day.
nice.
I imagine
Okay.
they're doing some friends.
It must
and
sound like a
families.
soft reopening or something, because I saw a friend of mine in there that
Yeah,
worked for
no,
Southern
they've
Wine and Spirits, and
yes, they've had friends and families and special guests. I
Okay.
didn't get mine, but that's okay. Now they refigured
well, I mean,
it.
Anthony knows you're a freebie artist at this point.
Yeah, he does.
Probably just out of spite doesn't invite you. Even though you would be a distinguished guest there. All right, so what? Tomorrow they're reopening? Is that the word?
I guess
Yeah.
the official reopening date is tomorrow. So
Okay,
Runway
yeah.
84.
People are waiting for
They've
that.
got it totally reconfigured. It's not like an airplane hangar anymore. Now it's like an old style New York club, like the Copa, and they
Oh,
have.
yeah?
I saw this big like piano area set up for entertainment.
What's the general reaction? Have you heard
I
anything?
don't know yet. It's too soon to tell. I have not heard. I know that they are, again, the menu, they've increased and enhanced the offerings. And when I say enhanced, I think things are getting a little bit pricier. They have the spicy, like what they have at Carbone, the what's it called, the spicy rigatoni, that's for $34. They have some of these, again, high quality cuts of beef, the Wagyu steaks and the prime steaks, and we'll see. We'll get the feedback. It's going to be a little bit different, but they're keeping a lot of their old specialties and favorites. And I think they're still going to have, Anthony said they still will always have the complimentary mussels as a star.
Oh, yeah. How about the meatballs and martinis, man? That was always a good thing.
That's a Thursday night, and I
Yeah.
think that's going to be a tradition that's holding up. We'll get more
Beautiful.
details.
All
I've
right.
got to give them a call. I'll find out what's going on. All right. Meanwhile, let's take our final break, and then we'll come up and I'll talk about D's nuts after the break.
All right.
You like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
We're back on the Lunchbox. We talked a little bit about my big meal at Evelyn's last night. Don't say Evelyn's. But here, can I read you one menu description of the, I guess it was the lamb chops that we had. And it was, here we go. It's the light, let's see. I'm sorry. It's the, hamana. All right, maybe I shouldn't do this. Where was it? Where it's not on the menu. Those darn people.
Very good.
Large plates. All right.
It's a hot segment here, Mike Mayo. I mean, the riveting.
I'm waiting with bated breath, literally. Holding my
All right. I will tell you about the, here it is. The free-range Australian lamb chops is with a tamarind key lime glaze and a Bronte pistachio duca. I don't know what a duca is, but I guess it's just kind of a dusting. So anyway, that's that was not worth the wait.
Sounded amazing.
It's so many good things there and so many different spices. All right. Defo looks at me like I'm some strange creature that came in from
I'm trying to figure out what
state.
you're doing here. No, what do you have? Cheese balls? What is that?
What nuts are these? How big is this box?
Cashew mix.
This is the cashew mix, okay?
In other words, you have 2 cashews for every 400 other nuts.
This is one of those premium mixes that I didn't get the planters, but this is the kind of the house brand at BJ's Wholesale Club. They call it the Wellesley Farm brand.
It's supposed to have a portion that small.
Well, no, this is
BJ's doesn't do it like Costco, where you have to buy like janitor in the drum size.
No, this is a pretty big can. It's a 21-ounce can. It goes for $9.99. I bought one a few weeks ago around the holidays because I like to have some premium nuts. It's supposed to be a mix of cashews, almonds, and pecans, all premium nuts that
grab a fistful and let's count the cashews.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing. Exactly.
Well,
I mean,
that's
I would
the
imagine
thing.
it's mostly almonds, my friend, and walnuts.
This is my replacement. But when I opened the other can that had the same label, and I started eating them, there were all these regular nuts, and then there were some hazelnuts, and there were like no cashews, and there were no pecans. It was like a mislabeled can. It was like their standard nut mix using peanuts, not the premium cashew mix. Now, most people would have probably just sat there and eaten it and say, all right, I take it as a loss.
It's a loss.
No, not me.
I took it back?
I took it back. I was going there to do some shopping.
Like you were De Niro in Casino? Said you wanted an equal number of blueberries in every muffin? Did you do one of those?
Well, it was a little bit awkward because I basically grabbed the replacement can. I did some shopping, and then I had the original defective can. That I brought up to the return cashier. There's a clerk there. And this is also kind of awkward where I just kind of came up to her with this can, the old can. And I said, these nuts are defective.
Wow.
And I opened it
up. How interested was this person in return?
She looked at me the way that you've been looking
Club.
at me the whole show. Like I had 3 heads and I'm just this strange cat.
Oh, you went out there today. I mean, you really have.
Duck. Yeah. And then I opened the can and I showed her. I said, look, these are all like peanuts. There's no cashews. There's thing.
They probably thought you sifted the cashews out of there.
No. And I said, look, I got this other can. I just want to replace it. I just want to swap it out. And she's like, "Do you have the receipt?" I was like, "No, I bought it like 3 weeks ago." But
But you're the only store that carries this stuff.
right,
Yeah,
you're the
I mean,
only one
yeah,
that has
right.
this.
It's not
And
like you can buy
then
this everywhere.
she agreed, and she didn't give me any
All right.
grief
Why should
about
she
it. She
care?
just
Yeah.
looked at me like I was very strange. But
Well,
and then what would I do in that case? What do you have to do? I
You have to
opened
check
up the
it.
new
You have to
nuts to
check it,
just
right?
make sure to check
oh
it.
yeah, you sifted through them right there in front of her.
No, I opened the new can. I saw that it was actually filled with cashews and
Oh, you got. I
pecans
see a couple there.
Nice.
and
Yeah.
almonds.
That's a
And
nice.
this was the proper can. This was
All
not
right.
a malfunctional can of
Where'd
nuts.
you get peanuts?
Hmm?
I love that there was peanuts in it, even
Well-
though it's not described at all on that.
Here it is. What it says on the can is that it may contain traces of other tree nuts, peanuts, but it traces. And I said, "This
what is
isn't
it?
traces." I said, "This is the whole can."
Traces is the
Yeah, what do
entire
they mean, like
contents.
pieces?
I
That
felt very
happens a
proud of
lot, though.
myself.
I mean, yeah, when you get like mixed nuts, it's never a good mix. I mean,
all Brazil
it's very
nuts.
unfavorable for the customer.
No, but in this case, where it's only supposed, I like all three of these. I like the cashews. I like the almonds. Almonds are the healthiest nuts out there, and then I like the obviously the pecans. So, if there's an imbalance and you don't get enough cashews, but you got more of the pecans, I can live with that. But when you open up a can of
Just
premium
peanuts.
nuts and you see nothing but like the lowest grade,
Peanut, yeah.
half broken shell peanuts, it's just. I'm crazy. Okay, how many people out there would actually go and return the can, percentage wise?
Probably very few, I would say.
right.
Yeah.
But
You'd be
I
more
do
likely
this
to chuck it in the
My
trash.
parents
than-
do. My parents do it all the time. With food, I'm weird. It's like, what are you gonna do?
My
thing
mother
was-
was the queen of returns, though, when she was alive, and it was embarrassing because she would drag you into a store to return something that she had purchased like in 1974. Coupon, and the product was no longer in existence, and the guy would try to explain this to her, and then she'd give like that pathetic look to the person that was taking care of her, and go, "You wouldn't do this for an old woman."
His
I mean,
mom.
she was sitting on like $1 million. I mean, she needed nothing.
If
And,
my
it
daughter
was
knew
crazy.
that I did this, like she would never talk to me again. It would be very, very embarrassing.
But sometimes, I mean, you're just getting robbed, and it's the principle of it.
I'm standing up for
Yeah.
myself. Look, I didn't take a special trip there. It was when I had to go buy some other things. It was when I was I usually get there once a month. This was my once a month visit to the local BJ's Wholesale Club.
Yeah.
And I took the old can of nuts. I said, it doesn't hurt. The worst I could do is say no. And then I have stuck with a can of peanuts. But
Sony says Peanut Butter Day is coming up the 24th.
I tell Sonny, I
tomorrow.
don't give
I'll
a
do
rest.
it. I love peanut butter and jelly. I'll have a nice big peanut butter and jelly
I'm
sandwich.
a big fan of peanut butter. I like
First
it.
of all, he was pushing the pie day today. And let me tell you
Pushing hard.
something.
You needed a
It's
pie like a hole in the head after
it's
that. Even
completely bogus. The only pie day that I recognize is March 14th because, as any math geek will know, 3.14 is
Pie day.
the mathematical representation of pi, which is
pi r squared, which nobody knew
Yeah.
what that was either.
right. It's the
Yeah.
circumference of a circle with the whatever. But
Okay.
I love when they make that pie day because it's cute. It's playing off of 314.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But why would January 23rd out of nowhere be Pi Day? I'm not celebrating it. Some of these silly food holidays. are
Sony
just-
comes up with the stuff, man.
Well, he's trying, but
Yeah, he's
I'm
right
not-
too. I can only use Skippy peanut butter
I'm not
100%.
buying it.
in honor of
So,
the dog.
but if you were to have a pie and it was to be a sweet pie, what pie would you?
Key lime would be the number one go-to
So
pie.
cheesecake is a cake or a pie? Because people
a
yell
cake.
at me.
Oh, cheesecake is
I
a
call
cake.
it a
It says
cake.
it right in the
Yeah.
title. It doesn't say
The
cheese
professor's
pie.
weird about it. The professor does not like calling cheesecake a cake.
It's not a pie, no.
No, if you could call it like
As a
icebox cake
And-
is
and-
also similar to a pie, but it's still called a cake. No, my top three pies are key lime,
Yeah.
blueberry up in Maine in the summertime.
Yeah.
And what's the third one? Oh, like grasshopper pie, which they have at Fireman Derek's, which was getting trashed, the new Fort Lauderdale one. But grasshopper pie is like a mint and chocolate, like a chocolate chip mint kind of pie, cream pie.
I like a
coconut
nice
cream,
apple
banana
pie.
Boston cream was
I like
big
a nice
back in the
apple
day.
pie. I like Boston cream pie.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of
All right,
time, but
let's get outta here.
everybody, let's get out of here. I apologize to everybody for everything today. It was just a food overdose over the weekend, and at least I won one game, 1-9. I am
You
off
did.
the schneid.
It's not good. I mean, if you were gonna if you're going to go all in, you got to go all in. That was an horrific loss you suffered there at the hands
I
of the
know, it was
49ers.
pathetic. I was
Yeah.
really going for it. The total glory of 0-10 would have been just
Dak
something.
Prescott, was any semblance of a $40 million quarterback, he would have won that bet.
Anyway, so Wednesday we're going to be at it even keel with Brad is going to be there. That's confirmed. I don't know about the rest of the week. I'll let everybody know as we figure it out. We might do one more remote between now and Gulfstream, but Wednesday at Even Keel Fish Shack is everybody. If anybody's around, come on up to Lauderdale by the Sea. I don't know if he put the award-winning pumpkin curry lobster soup on the menu.
Have to try some of that.
He may make it for us, though. He always seems to do.
I'll ask him to make a batch, but that was good. The coconut pumpkin curry soup with spiny lobster that was the smash hit of the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. All right, that's going to do it for a Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in and putting up with my mushigas. Isn't it nuts? See everybody enjoy every pie and every sandwich.
I've been seeing a Mayo screaming at some poor, unsuspecting customer service person that just got the job at DJ's discount club or whatever that is, and he's like, "There's not enough nuts in here. There's not enough nuts."
No, it's not that there's not enough. It's peanuts. I didn't pay for
peanuts. What are you talking about? It says cashews right here on the label.
And I wasn't yelling. I was very cordial. I just said, these nuts are defective. They're not what they're supposed to be.
Sophisticated food critic from the Sun Sentinel. Now
and then I said, I can't believe I just started an opening a speech with these nuts.
Unbelievable. All right, we're gone. See you later, and good luck to you in all your endeavors there, Mike Mayo.
Good luck to all of us.